What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Mattel WWE Ringside Collectible Exclusive Elite Collection Flashback figure, CM Punk. Now, I actually received this guy last month. I was actually out of town, so I really couldn't review him. But I'm back in town and finally get this guy in my hands, and I just love the way he looks in packaging. As you can see, he is a Ringside Collectible exclusive. He does come with an ECW microphone, the ECW World Heavyweight title, and his, I forgot what shirt that is, his ribcage shirt. On the side, nice picture of CM Punk before he cut his hair and got his chest tattoos. And on the back we have a wonderful read-up of CM Punk. It says, growing up idolizing WWE Hall of Famer Roddy Piper, CM Punk had no doubt that his future belonged inside a ring. He began his quest in the independent ranks, where he earned a reputation as a master technician before joining ECW in 2006. At that year's Survivor Series, he demonstrated his lethal assimilation of fighting styles and emerged from the Team DX as a fast-rising star. In 2007, CM Punk made good on his promise, winning the ECW Championship. After winning the Money in the Bank match at WrestleMania 24, he went on to cash in for his world title opportunity and capture the World Heavyweight Championship. Constantly thrilling his loyal fans and wiping his opponents out with his signature go-to-sleep maneuver, he has certainly backed up his claim that he is the best in the world. So I finally get to open this guy. So what I'm going to do now is take a little break, get him open up. Sadly, I have to open him up, but I have to do it for the review, and I just really want to see how good this figure is. So we're going to take a little break, get him open up, and we'll finish up his review. So sit tight, folks. And so here we have CM Punk posing out of packaging. Now let's get a good 360 of this guy. I'm going to say right off the bat, there's a few things I like about this figure, and there's a few things that I'm not quite so sure about, but, you know, I still like this figure. I'm not going to lie, I like this figure a lot. Then again, CM Punk is my favorite wrestler, so when I heard that he was coming out, of course I had to get him. But anyway, he does come with a few accessories. First off is this ECW microphone. It actually says ECW on it. It's not the classic ECW, it's actually the WWE ECW. And then he also does come with the classic ECW World Heavyweight Championship. I really do like this. It is a tad small. I mean, I've already tried fitting it on figures, and the most you're going to get is up to the third clip right here, because it is a relatively small title, but it's still a phenomenal title. This is probably my favorite title that I have gotten with any figure. There's just so much detail in this one title that it's crazy. Like, besides the red and blue, there's actually some black wash inside the main plate, and that is phenomenal. That really makes this title pop, in my opinion. And then there's also some black wash in, I believe, on this side panel. It looks that way, but I'm not quite sure. But I do love this title. Really glad he came with it. And his last accessory is his skull, or his ribcage straight edge hardcore t-shirt, which comes off easy. When I first thought that he came with a rubber shirt, I thought that his head would pop off easy, but his head is made of a really sturdy plastic, and, you know, this slides on and off pretty easily, so it's not a hassle. They do use the old clip system, which I don't like, but, you know, it looks nice. What's it called? The seams hide each other pretty well, so I can't really complain about that. It says CM Punk on the back. On the front you see the ribcage, and you can't really make it out, but it does say straight edge hardcore. So that's really nice. Really great accessories. Now, before we get on to CM Punk, let's actually get a figure comparison, shall we? Let's move him off to the side. And bring out another CM Punk figure. This was actually the first WWE figure I got. They pretty much do use the same body, with the exception of the head and the kick pads. He uses the old older style kick pads, he uses the new style. Another thing I like about this figure, he has the shorter knee pads. CM Punk does not wear these really thick, high knee pads. He wears the smaller ones. So I'm glad they decided to go with the short ones. The only problem I have with it is that it rides up at the back. It should be flush on his kick pads like that. Not a huge problem, but you know, it's something I can't live with. And of course his tattoos are also more up to date on this figure, but you know, it's accurate for his time era, so I'm not too upset about that. But one thing I do not like about this figure is the face. I don't like the face. I think they should have gone with a more neutral expression, but it does look like CM Punk back in the day, so I really can't complain. He does have his earrings. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. His earrings and lip ring are painted silver. He does have the long hair. Another thing that I'm not quite so sure about is his tights. On the front he has the stars, and on the back it says Punk. I don't ever remember seeing him with an attire where he had the stars and Punk. I remember he had Punk on the back with nothing on the front, and then when he got the stars, they went all the 4 stars in the front and then 4 stars in the back. I don't think he's ever had Punk and the stars. I might be wrong, but I'm almost positive he's never had the stars and the trunks say Punk. Like I said, I can't be sure, but I am almost 100% sure he's never worn an attire like that. I might be wrong. His kick pads are just a straight red. Another thing is, I think yellow would have been a better color for CM Punk because he's more known for his yellow attire, but I digress. More on that on the final thoughts. On to his articulation. He has a standard elite articulation. He has a ball jointed head. He can look up, down, left and right, and tilt his head. Arms on a ball joint go out. Do a full 360, although it's a little stiff. He spins at the bicep, bends at the elbow, spins and bends at the wrist, although his wrist is a really tight joint. He has an ab crunch, waist swivel, legs go forward, back, and out. He spins at the thigh. He is double jointed in the knees. That's one joint. There's another. Spins at the boot. Ankle joint, kind of stiff, but rather it be stiff than loose. And some slight ankle pivot, so really nice articulation on this CM Punk. So what I'm going to do now is move on to my final thoughts and go more into the attire I think they should have gone with this figure. But anyway, like I said, more on that on my final thoughts, so sit tight, folks. So here we have CM Punk posed for my final thoughts, and overall I really do enjoy this figure. I just don't... Well, it's not that I don't like this attire, you know, red's my favorite color, but there's certain attires I feel that could have been better for CM Punk. For example, like I said, his debut attire, which was yellow with Punk on the back and plain in the front. But then he'd have plain black kick pads, and yellow would have been a really nice color because CM Punk wore yellow more than most of the other colors. Another attire I think they could have gone with was his attire when he beat John Morrison for the ECW title, his Chicago gear. That's what I call it, because it was white with the blue stripes and red stars. I'm not saying he's a bad figure. I really do enjoy this figure. I'm just saying there's plenty of other attires they could have gone with, but I'm happy with the red attire. Now, this CM Punk is not sold in stores. He's actually sold only on Ringside or Collectibles. So if you want to pick him up, you have to purchase him from Ringside Collectibles, or you can purchase him from third party, although third party is going to be a little pricier. I picked mine up for about $21 with tax, or with shipping it was like $30. That's what you're going to end up paying for him. I'm pretty sure shipping rates have gone down, but like I said, I pre-ordered mine when I first had the chance. If you can get them, I highly recommend you pick him up. If you're a CM Punk fan, if you're a completist, if you enjoy Flashback figures, he is a must-have in your collection. And this is King of Dragons 5000 saying, I'll see you later. Take care, YouTube.